Alright, welcome everyone, I'm Sneaky Bard, and today we're going to start a brand new Let's Play series in WoW. We're going to call it Leveling Loremaster, and the idea that I got for this series came actually from watching Crudeless, another YouTuber, do a similar thing where the idea is basically that I'm going to level through the game with a brand new character and without heirlooms, and as we level through the game, kind of single player-ish, I will tell you as much as I can about the lore of the game. Because, as Crudeless also pointed out in his video, the game doesn't do a very good job of presenting that lore, but if you actually get your hands on it, if you find it, I actually think it is really good, and I'd like more people to actually be able to see what the lore in World of Warcraft is all about. So, definitely if you like this video, go and check out what Crudeless did. I also know that Noble does like lots of lore videos as well. I stumbled on Crudeless first, so he gets dibs on the recommendations here. So, the plan here is then we're going to level a brand new character, one that I've just created here, and we're going to be a rogue. Specifically, a rogue by the name of Taferona. Now, those of you who watched my Let's Play series, ongoing Let's Play series of Thief Gold, will obviously know, hey, you've got Taffer in there, and yes, that is definitely a nod to Thief, because where Thief was the game that really got me, retrospectively seen, hooked into computer gaming, WoW was the one where I actually realized that this is something that I'm going to do as a, not just casual hobby, but this is something that I really like. And my first character that I ever actually created in WoW was a rogue by the name Kishmet. You can see I've got a druid main here as well, not quite 110 yet, partly because I recently switched servers and everything. So we're going to play a rogue, and in honor of my first character and in honor of Garrett. She's also named Taferona. The Rona part comes from Garona, a orc rogue that we will encounter at some point in our travels, and if we will not, then, well, rest assured, I will talk about her because I'm a huge fan of her character. But let's cut this intro short and jump straight into the world and see where we land as goblins. Alright, the loading screen should be quite quick, but you never know, as this game was quite recently installed on this PC. It might take a bit. So as goblins, we should start out on the Isle of Kazan, and there should be a cutscene. Alright, so, okay, let's get these add-ins sorted out of the way first. So, we got some lore dropping already in that intro. So, basically, as goblins, we are what you'd call Ayn Rand type people, extreme libertarians in terms of like free market and whatever. We are ruled over by a bunch of trade princes who are basically shown that because they are better at the whole mercantilism thing and free trade thing, they get the right to rule over us. We're all slightly greedy and morally dubious, which is also why this character gets named after Garrett, because if Garrett were a World of Warcraft character, I'd bet that he'd be a goblin. Alright, so we start off the game on the Isle of Kazan. They said that the goblins created it as a virtual paradise, maybe a goblin paradise. To me, if we walk outside here, it doesn't really look like a paradise. You can see the smog in the air and all the exhaustion and like nature being completely destroyed by goblin contraptions and buildings. So, well, to each their own, basically. Also, the history of the Isle of Kazan is interesting in that this is where the goblins first became not sentient but intelligent. So the goblins mined a ore called Kajamite here, and this is why this is the goblin homeland, because this is where we have a huge deposit of this Kajamite that the goblins need. But I won't get too much into that since the actual quest line will tell us a bit more about that. But let's read the first quest that we just got there from the inn. So, with all of the troubles down in the Kajamite, yes, see, I talked to you about the Kajamite. Foreman Dampwick's been going crazy trying to find you. He said something about some defiant trolls. The Kajamite that our trolls are mining is critical. Our mining is critical. Wait, there is a critical ingredient in Kaja Cola. That bubbly stuff is making us a fortune, and it's going to get you a promotion to trade princess. Ooh, yay! We get to be a trade princess. Nice. But first we have to get production flowing again. You'll find the foreman to the east. Here, give him this as an incentive to get his act together. So, deliver Sassy's incentive to Foreman Dampwick at KTC headquarters in Kazan. What's the incentive? It looks like a gift. It's ticking. Sassy is ruthless. Oh, it's a bomb. Yeah, we are quite morally callous. So yeah, this the quest basically mentioned trolls already. So in short, what happened was that the trolls we used to have a reverse situation. So instead of the trolls mining the Kajamite for us, the goblins mined it for the trolls, because when the goblins were first become this intelligent, the Titan Keeper Mimiron, we will get into what Titans are shortly, but just to name drop, the Titan Keeper Mimiron experimented on the properties of Kajamite. He wanted to know what this ore can do, and he used goblins as his subjects, and he noticed that they got very, very intelligent. Let me put my action bars together while I tell you this, by the way. The goblins got very, very intelligent from the Kajamite. But then the Great Sundering happened. So the Great Sundering was when the land masses of Azeroth, so Northrend, Eastern Kingdoms, Kalimdor, and Pandaria were all basically formed. Before it was like one big Pangea-like landmass. When that happened, the goblins lost contact to Kajamite, and they slowly regressed to a less intelligent form of themselves. And the Troll Empire, the Zandalari, was it the Zandalari? Or was it Guruashi? I think it was Troll Empire of, the Zandalari, exactly, found them. And they didn't quite know what the Kajamite on this island was. They just thought it was sacred because it had special properties. So they first traded the goblins for it, like every imperialistic nation. But then, because they found out that there was a huge deposit underneath the volcano of Kazan, which you can see here in the background, they basically enslaved the goblins. But throughout this mining operation that lasted for several generations, the goblins breathed in all this residual dust of the Kaja ore, Kajamite, and became intelligent again and staged a revolution. And now we've reversed the situation. So let's talk with Foreman Dampwick a bit. Everything's going great. Yeah, what's that? Let's give him Sassy's incentive. A gift from Sassy. I hope it's a bonus. Yes, you bet it's a bonus. Oh, and he blew up. Before that, he said, always nice to get a gift hand-delivered by the second in command. I'll interrupt this now. Okay, I got the message. So, Hey there, boss lady, this batch of troll slaves have got to be the worst yet. Lucky for us that the Kajamite doesn't seem to be making their soft brains any smarter, eh? Yeah, that is him alluding to how the goblins first overthrew their troll masters. So let's take the 2 quests here. Trouble in the mines. We've got trouble down in the Kaja mine again, boss. The tunneling worms have returned, and they're literally eating away at the Kaja Trading Company's profits. Kajamite mining is down, which is negatively impacting our production of Kaja Cola. I tried calling the exterminator, but he's fled with the last payment we made to him. Do you think that you could head into the 3 mines, 3 mines and take care of it? I'd help, but I still haven't attended the cartel-mandated fighter training seminar. Oh, yeah. So the cartels are basically headed by the trade princes, and where other races might have nations or some form of like feudal divisions in their countries, the goblins have cartels. So good help is hard to find. I failed. I tried to meet our Kaja-Cola quotas, but you know troll slaves these days. Good help is hard to find. I think your personal touch is called for. A shock from the battery on your goblin all-in Wonderbelt. Wonderbelt, yes. Should do the trick. Trust Blizzard to come up with funny names that are somehow linguistically related, or especially phonetically. I, as someone who studies linguistics, always find them super fun. But then again, my humor might be very much influenced by my choice of studies. God, can't speak today. That will happen sometimes, don't worry. I'll keep working on that. Now, where was I? Okay, adjust their attitudes and the rest will fall in line. Kaja-Cola production must continue, or the trade princess will have our heads. And most importantly, I won't become a trade princess. We do want to become a trade princess, don't we? Alright. So here on the minimap, it shows us where to go. And we are a very not stealthy rogue, because I don't think we even have stealth yet. No, we will get stealth at level 5. So we have the rocket jump here and the rocket barrage. And there, that's the rocket jump for you guys. Yes, we even managed to get ourselves slightly hurt. Let's put that back there. So there's a defiant troll. So let's zap him. Work was better in the undermine. I report you to HR. I think HR is on my side. Or does my company even have HR? I don't think so. Alright, let's zap these guys. Yes, it's supposed to hurt, don't complain. Alright, 5 out of 8 of these. And there's 2 more here. And then we can probably go into the mine and deal with these tunneling worms. Yeah, break is indeed over. Oops, break is over, he says. Okay, so let's use our Sinister Strike. I've got to say, I mean, I have played WoW since like the start sort of Burning Crusade, not literally the start, but like 6 months after it started. And in all that time, even though sometimes I had to take a break, like last year when I lived in a place where there was no reliable internet connection, I've never played Goblins yet. I'll blame the fact that mostly I was Alliance on that, but still. So this is interesting in the sense that these quests are actually completely new to me. The lore around them isn't, because I'm the type of guy who reads all the books, keeps up on all the comics and what have you. Oh yeah, I don't have anything to spend combo points on. Yeah, so I do know the lore around this without actually having played the quests, which is good for you and good for this series. But yeah, so I started playing the game as a rogue, and indeed rogues are still one of my favorite characters to play in like MMORPGs and RPGs in general, and partly that comes from the fact that I really fell in love with Garrett as a character in Thief. But then when I started playing rogues more and more, I also fell in general in love with just the game mechanical playstyle that Blizzard has going for you here with the combo points and the energy. Unlike my first rogue though, I doubt that we will go combat with this one because Garrett isn't very combat oriented, he's much more subtlety like, and because we're basing this character on Garrett, she, this is a woman after all, will be a subtlety rogue and not a combat rogue. Luckily, subtlety is actually, for the first time in my career, or whatever you'd want to call it, in the time that I've played WoW, actually a really good PvE spec. It used to be a PvP spec, but not anymore. So you have these ingrained sentiments in me, at least, where it goes like subtlety, PvE. No, that cannot be right. Alright, let's turn in this quest. I say good riddance to those pests, indeed. And we get a new chest piece and a level. So this chest piece awards us with 5 more armor. It is exactly as good as the one that we had before. It even looks uglier. We might be able to sell it. Yes, we could make a profit of 3 coppers here, and we are a goblin, so obviously we will want to make a profit. I couldn't have done better myself. In fact, I didn't. Yes, in fact, you didn't. I am sure that in no time at all we'll all be talking about the great and powerful, and may I add, extremely wealthy trade Princess Tafrona. I sure hope so, because then, if I'm extremely wealthy, I can afford to replace you. Okay. Sassy, so Cajacola. Sassy's been riding me to supply some Cajacola for the party that's been thrown in your honor later today. That sentence with riding as the main verb doesn't sound good. It sounds wrong. You know why. I won't get into why. Oops, was it supposed to be a surprise? You didn't hear it from me? Yeah, I will definitely replace him once I become a trade princess. Anywho, with production down these few days, this is all that I managed to get made. Would you take it to her? Deliver the 6-pack of Cajacola to Sassy Hardwrench at KTC headquarters on Kazan. Boss, tell Sassy that I'll get her more Cajacola just as soon as production resumes. Alright, let's hand this 6-pack to her. She's my executive assistant. Sassy eyes the 6-pack warily, as if she expects it to explode as soon as you hand it to her. We need more Cajacola than this. I swear I'm going to fire Dampwig if I don't kill him first. Yes, you have my blessing to do that. Don't necessarily kill him, just fire him or sell him to someone else. We do want to make a profit after all. Just so you know, you'll find Cajacola all over town. It's the Bilgewater Cartel's best-selling product of all time. Just remember, image is everything if we're going to get you promoted to trade princess. Now wait. No, wait. Profits are everything. Exactly. Explosions are a close second. Then image. Okay. I can live with that ranking, yes. What is that goblin next to me doing topless? Chip and Dale. We should be able to afford to buy him some clothes. Or he should be able to afford to buy himself some clothes better. He'll get me more later. How are we supposed to get you promoted to trade princess without our #1 product on the shelves? That's exactly what I'm wondering. Okay, next quest. Meg's in marketing. Boss, while you were down at the mines, Meg's Dread Shredder in marketing was asking for you. Something about your new ride. She's right outside the building to the left. Speak with Meg's Dread Shredder at the KTC headquarters on Kazan. Okay. There are some people who are very scared over there. Someone who's asking if they're still alive. The assistant. No idea why. I mean, I guess he's scared because Deathwing, just before the cinematic ended or catapulted us into the game, Deathwing was here and talked all about gloom and doom. So Deathwing, for those of you who don't know, is the dragon aspect of Earth, and he's a bit crazy, and he was the main antagonist of the Cataclysm expansion. We will get into the role of dragons and dragon aspects and dragon flights later, but suffice it to say that the dragon flights are all ordered around the dragon aspect, and the aspects are essentially super powerful, or were super powerful because they've all lost their power basically now. But we will get into that later. There she is. I think you're going to like this. So let's see what Megs has for us. Rolling with my homies. Tafarona, you're about to host the corporate party to end all corporate parties. My research says that if you're seen having a good time at the party, your promotion quotient will skyrocket and explode. I sure hope so. So with that in mind, might I suggest that you take your new company hot rod out for a spin. Go pick up your friends. Just remember me on the way up when it all comes together and you're the new trade princess, okay? Yeah, sure, we can probably do that. Use the key for your hot rod to get into your car. Nice, this is fancy indeed. Yeah, I'm not much of a better driver in real life. I try not to actually drive with a car. More bicycle now where I'm living. Alright, let's pick up someone. We need to pick up Izzy, Ace and Gobbler, and one of them is over here. That looks like Izzy? Yes, it is Izzy. So this also serves basically as an introduction to mounts in the game. When you're level 20, used to be when you were level 40, you can buy a mount, and this is basically like a limited time only mount that we get. Oh, yeah, well, luckily it didn't explode, you never know. With goblin contraptions falling like that, they are absolutely prone to exploding. And there we have Gobber. And he apparently squished Izzy. At least that was the sound that I thought that was meant to represent. And what is going on over here? Some form of chaos, apparently. Alright. And now we go back. Nothing that we need to deal with for the moment, at least. So let's see. We are going back. Okay, we could take the highway like this. Yeah, this is one fun part of I think this is the only place where you actually have highways like this. There's one in one of the other zones, Ashara, which is mostly like for rocket trains. The goblins have built as well. But this is probably your most steampunky bit of WoW. If you don't count something like dwarves and gnomish bits. But since we are Horde, we don't see that many dwarves and gnomes. And dwarves don't use that much like overt modern technology like goblins or even gnomes. So let's turn this in. Well done, ma'am. You're looking very good riding around in the hot rod. I'm sure you made quite an impression on the citizenry. And we get tight-fitting leather leggings. They actually have more armor this time than what we were wearing. So let's put those on and take the new quest. Tafarona, Coach Crosscheck is looking for you. He's the leader of our fearless foot bomb team. I guess that is what goblins did with football. The Bilgewater Buccaneers. Says that the division title against the Steamweedle Sharks is on the line, and that you're the only one that can bring it home for us. Head west into town. You can't miss Kajaro Field. A foot bomb star. This is going to be great for your image. Yes, I do think so too. One note though, in terms of like the quests, they might seem a bit silly. Then again, goblins are silly, but with the Cataclysm expansion, which added goblins to the game, the quest definitely took a more humorous note with them. Like we have an entire zone for the Alliance that is a reenactment of Rambo, basically, which is sort of it's a bit over the top if you ask me, but then again, Blizzard has always had these kind of references in their game. They might not always have been as overt, like in the old version of Thousand Needles, where we will probably go on quest. You had an egg, which basically paralleled Alien, the movie. But now let's go and play some football. Coach Crosscheck. There you are, my girl. Quick, there's no time to waste. We need to get one of these shredders back in working order. I'm bringing you off the bench. You're going to win the game and the title for us. Alright, my guys are all on the endured roster. Our shredders are all kaput. That is not how you spell kaput if you want to take it from the German kaput, but oh well. The ref is about to call the game. It is down. Okay, that's Trade Prince Galivix, our faction leader for the goblins, but it's down to the wire, and I need you to have Verona with 3 exclamation marks, which I'm not going to voice out. Let's get one of those shredders in working order. There are replacement parts all over Bilgewaterport. Any green-blooded Kazanian will gladly let you have them if there's a chance that the Buccaneers will win. We'll show those no-good steam-wheedle sharks how to play football. Okay, so we need to collect 6 replacement parts. Yes, we're going to move it. Where is the replacement part supposed to be here? This is where I strongly do not like our hot rod. It's a bit too big. I mean, or are we supposed to ask the citizenry for it? No, that looks like it. See, this is another case of me being blind. Yes. We are completely driving over our fellow citizens. But then again, we are goblins. We don't care that much about them. Care about ourselves. Always look out for number 1 first. How did I do that? Okay. Let's see. I need to zoom out more. That would help with the whole visibility issue. There we go. Alright, we have half of them, and we drove over another Kazanian. So let's go and find the rest. There we go. But yes, so what we're basically doing here now is the starting zones work out as all of them were redone with Cataclysm, or in case of the goblins newly implemented, they basically are there to show you the lore just before the Cataclysm hit, and the Cataclysm is basically when Deathwing, the Black Dragonflight aspect, sundered the world again. He had been gone into hiding after he had done, tried to take over the Dragonflight at the end of the first invasion of the Burning Legion, and now he re-emerged basically to assert dominance over the world, which resulted in all sorts of fire elementals and earth elementals getting angry and siding with him, and he appeared basically all over the world, telling them to prepare for the coming apocalypse. Even here, but goblins didn't seem to care that much, so neither are we, but this basically sets up the scene for what is to come with the invasion, and update basically the lore of the world from like WoW vanilla, even before BC, to the Cataclysm timeline. So let's turn this in. We're counting on you, Tafro, now. Let's give him the replacement parts. That's my girl. Now to get one of these useless hunks of metal in working order and you into the game. So let's take the new quest. Get into that shredder and win the game. The Bilgewater cartel's counting on you. So we're down to our last shredder. When no one was looking, I loaded it up with, shall we say, modified foot bombs. So we're not above cheating either, as you see. Kid, I need you to get in that shredder and give him heck. So let's get into the shredder. Alright. Throw your foot bombs at those steam wheedle sharks. Alright, so is it like this? Alright. So let's throw them. So they are actually moving towards us. So this is essentially a form of, shall we say, tower defense. So, alright, there we got them. Let's turn it in. You did it, kid. Now all we need to do is score a goal and the title is ours. And we Ding, we got a new level as well and a new ability, but we can check that out later. It's all up to you, kid. You demolished the steam wheel shark, so now all that's left to do is to kick the winning goal. Now, just between you and me, I think you should do this one right. I don't want you to just kick a goal, I want you to kick it so far it sails between the two smokestacks behind the goal. I've modified the foot bomb to give you an extra pound that you need. Make me proud. So, let's kick it there. No. Was that the... oh, wait, we need to accept it, so there. Alright, so let's kick there. Does that even count as a goal? I guess it does. So, oh, there's Deathwing. Let's kick. Alright, we didn't quite manage to hit Deathwing. We tried our best though. But yeah, here we have the black dragon aspect himself, and he shot some form of fire into Mount Kajara, so it looks like the volcano might be erupting. You did it, kid. You really did it. We won the game. Did you see that dragon? Yes, I think we all did. Okay, give Sassy the news. I'd celebrate you with you, Tafrona, but it feels like that dragon did a number on old Mount Kajara. I think I'm gonna grab my stuff and get on the first ship leaving the island. Anyways, you should probably head back to the headquarters and let Sassy know that you won the foot bomb title for us. I'm sure she'll want to know about the dragon and Mount Kajara. She'll also want to, yeah. Good luck. So basically, you are being a typical goblin and saying, I'm saving myself, you go, spread the news to other people. Very, very sneaky of you. So what did we get? We got to level 3, and we got our finishing move ability, Eviscerate. So what Eviscerate does is basically it spends the red combo points that fill up here when we use Sinister Strike, and the more combo points we have, the maximum is 5, the more damage it does. It just does straight up damage. That's it. It's fairly basic, but it's also one of the most used abilities that that I used to use in my career as a rogue. I used to play combat and assassination quite a lot, and especially in the BC era. As a combat rogue, I mean, you had to use your slice and dice and your rupture, but as you leveled, at least at least what I did, I never used slice and dice until like BC, when people were telling me to actually incorporate that into my rotation. And rupture is a dot, so it does damage over time, which means it's not that useful when you're leveling and you just want to kill something, especially if it's just a single mob. Like in my first time leveling, I was bad enough not to always be able to take on more than one mob, and the game wasn't designed around much more than that at the time either. But luckily for us now, we can take on multiple mobs. I've leveled up my skill on that, and the game has gotten slightly easier because of it. So let's turn this in. Hey there, boss. I trust that you're enjoying your new promotion. Did we even get the promotion? We all think that you're the one who's going to finally be able to replace that stinky old Galavex and take the title of Trade Princess, but you didn't hear that from me. We have a lot to do and very little time. Hope you're ready. So let's give Sassy the news. You're kidding, right? Deathwing? Sassy looks panicked for a moment. Okay, this will work out just fine. We'll throw you a party, and by the time it's over, I'm sure that dragon will be long gone and the ground will stop shaking. If not, we can always charge your ship off of the island. Yeah, so Deathwing is a big deal. So let's see how much time we have left on this episode anyway. So alright, what I'm probably going to do, I'm going to accept the quest, and then I'm going to put on both of these quests. I'm going to accept these quests, and then I'm going to leave you for the next episode. So I have been... Why are you? Let's go somewhere else where we can actually do this shot correctly. So I've been Keephead. I've been Sneaky Bard. and you have been awesome. Yeah, see, I have got my intros down, but my outros aren't there yet, and I've talked about my original rogue too much, so I'm also using his name now. So, I have been Stinky Bard, and you have been awesome. I will see you in the next episode, where I'll finish our tale on who Deathwing is and why people are so scared about him, apart from him obviously making the volcano active again. So, if you did like the episode, do like and give me a subscribe if you want to see more of this. So, I'll see you in the next episode. Ciao, ciao!